There is no chemical high on Earth quite like the pure dopamine rush of cancelled plans. You were dreading that social interaction for 6 days. Now you are free. You wrap yourself in a blanket, fire up a streaming service, and prepare for peace. But exactly 22 minutes later, the terrifying silence of your apartment sets in, and you realize that your complete isolation isn't peaceful, it's a prison. Welcome to the most agonizing paradox of the human condition. You desperately crave deep, meaningful intimacy, but you actively despise being around other people. In the 19th century, the famously cynical philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer diagnosed this exact problem. He called it the hedgehog's dilemma. Imagine a group of hedgehogs on a freezing winter night. If they stay apart, they will freeze to death in the snow. So, driven by the desperate need for warmth, they huddle close together. But the moment they get close, their sharp quills stab entirely through each other's bodies. The pain is unbearable. So, they immediately scatter back into the cold. But then the freezing isolation sets in again, and the cycle repeats. They are trapped in an infinite loop of freezing to death or bleeding to death. Now, replace the hedgehogs with you and your friends, and the winter cold with the existential void of modern life. When you are alone, the cold emptiness of the universe starts to freeze your brain. You feel like you're disappearing. So, you reach out. You go to a crowded bar. You schedule a dinner. You huddle together for warmth. But human beings are covered in psychological spikes. The spikes are small talk. They are the excruciating pain of forced networking. They are other people's unresolved trauma, chewing noises, and incredibly boring opinions about air fryers. The proximity becomes unbearable. The social battery dies. You split the check and flee back into the winter night. You retreat to your apartment, swear off society, and promise to focus on your inner peace. But 3 days later, the frostbite of loneliness kicks in. You re-download a dating app. You agree to a group hangout. You walk right back into the spikes. Freeze, bleed. Freeze, bleed. This is your entire 20s and 30s. So, what was Schopenhauer's solution to this nightmare? He argued that eventually, the hedgehogs discover the optimal, mediocre distance. A moderate distance where they don't freeze, but they also don't impale each other. In human society, we call this politeness and boundaries. It's maintaining shallow friendships at work. It's waving at your neighbor, but never learning his last name. It's the bleak realization that true, unconditional closeness is physically impossible. Because the closer you let someone in, the more ammo you give them to destroy you. To love someone is to willingly walk into a cactus and hope it suddenly grows soft leaves. Spoiler alert, it usually doesn't. So, you are left with 2 choices for the rest of your life. You can choose the agonizing, prickly irritation of dealing with other humans, or you can choose the freezing, quiet dignity of absolute solitude. There is no secret third option where everyone is perfectly warm and nobody gets hurt, which means that ignoring that text message isn't just you being a bad friend. It is a profound, philosophical survival mechanism. You aren't antisocial. You're just trying to stop the bleeding. Have a great weekend. Try to stay warm.